Good morning, dear students. Today we're going to take a grammar lesson which is called modal verbs. Firstly, we would like to know what are the modal verbs. They are many, but we're going to focus on the most common ones. Can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, ought to, and will. Why we call them modal verbs? Because they act like auxiliary or helping verbs. They cannot stand alone. They need another verb to follow them to acquire meaning or to be meaningful or to make sense. They cannot be followed by singular s. There is no do or does, don't or doesn't with them. They are followed by what we call bare infinitive or base form, that means verb without to. For example, she must study, we should have gone the other way, he could play football. Must is followed by study, not studying or studies, should have, not has or had or having, he could play, not plays or played or playing, as stated clearly in the examples in front of you. So commonly speaking, can, we would like to start with can and can't. Of course, can and can't expresses ability. So for can, for example, I can express present ability. If we read the example here, you can use it anywhere in the world. So it means that you are able to use it anywhere in the world. And of course, if we want to make negative, for example, you cannot smoke here. For example, it means that you're not allowed or you're not able to smoke here. What about could? Could expresses past ability, something that you could do in the past, something that you were able to do in the past. For example, here the example says what? I was able to transfer my old number to the new phone. It means that you were able to do it, you could do it. It talks about past ability. Of course, the positive forms are can and could, and the negative forms are can't and couldn't. Also here I have will for expressing future. So let's read the example together. Joe will travel to NY or New York next week. It means that he will do this action in the future. So I used the modal verb will here to talk about future. Other more modal verbs are might and should. Let's start with might. Might expresses probability or possibility, something that may happen, but you're not quite sure about it. For example, I might move to Canada someday, but still you haven't made up your mind or you haven't decided yet. So maybe it may happen or may not. You're not completely sure about it or 100% certain about what you're going to do, so it may happen. Other one is should for recommendation. For example, you should go to the doctor. Recommendation here sounds more like advice. We have the structure of if I were you, I would go to the doctor, or you can express it simply saying you should go to the doctor. It means I'm giving you the advice that if I were in your shoes, I should go to the doctor. Sometimes I can use would for expressing past habit or past situation. If I say, it means used to. If I say, when I was young, I would play soccer, it means I used to play soccer when I was young, or it was my past habit. One more piece of information about would. As you can see, modal verbs can have more than one use. It depends on the meanings that you want to deliver to the speaker in front of you or to the listener in front of you. So for example, would present unreal situation. I would buy the car, but I can't afford it. It means if I had the money to buy the car, I would buy it. It means now I don't have the money, so I cannot buy it. So this is called unreal present situation or present situation expressing inability, or you're not able to do something but you're just dreaming or imagining. Now let's talk more about must and mustn't and have to. Most of the time we use them for stating a rule or something which is obligatory or necessary. it means that you have to do it. You don't have any other option. For example, here, let's read these examples. We use have to say that something is necessary or is a rule. The taxi is here. We have to leave now. This is necessary. So now in this example, I can replace have to with must. So instead of saying we have to leave now, we can say we must leave now. Why? Because it's a necessary situation. We have to do it. All car passengers have to wear a seat belt. It's a traffic rule. So, for example, if a driver is caught without wearing a seat belt, he or she may be caught by the police because they are breaking the rules, they are breaking the law. So all the passengers have to wear a seat belt, or we can replace wear have to here with must. All car passengers must wear a seat belt. We can find it in the interrogative form or in the question form. For example, do I have to buy batteries? It's necessary. So if I want to replace it with must I buy batteries? Must I buy batteries? Sometimes I need to talk about past situations or past assumptions using must, might, could, or should plus have. Let's read the examples here to set it more clear for you. For example, if I say, I have seen him, or you should have been there, or she must have done it, all of these sentences express past assumptions. Now we talk about a past situation. For example, here, you should have been there. It means that you should be there maybe yesterday or last week. I'm not talking about present. I'm not talking about a now situation. No, all of this is talking about past. So let's read this. No, I can't have. I always wash white separately. Oh, I might have put John's red socks in with the sheets by mistake. So it sounds here that she put something by mistake, and then the socks turns to be something changes with the color or stuff like this. So she's blaming herself. She's regretting here. Again, the situations happened in the past, but she expresses them now in present.